Hello everyone, it's Rayna. Welcome back to my channel where I make videos about mental health, raising awareness in the hope of helping you if you or your loved ones are struggling with mental health issues. I'd like to remind you that I'm not a doctor nor a specialist. I'm just someone who's been through depression, anxiety and panic attacks. I only share my own experience and thoughts about mental health, and I will always recommend you to do your own research and to consult a specialist. By the way, you can check out my video where I explain what therapy is and why it is so beneficial for our well-being. I will link it here for you in the corner and down below in the description box as well. Now, that disclaimer being said, I'd like to talk to you about a very serious topic, which is suicide. I've learned recently that September is National Suicide Awareness Month in the United States, also known as Suicide Prevention Month. This is my first video for the month of September, so I'd like to contribute as much as I can to raise awareness on suicide because it affects not only the victim, but also their family members and friends. Now, it is a very sensitive topic, I understand that, but my goal is to simply raise awareness about suicide. Before we move on, if you like my work and you haven't subscribed to my channel, please consider supporting me with a thumbs up or by subscribing and making sure you click on the little notification bell so you don't miss my next videos. Just like any other mental health issue, suicidal thoughts can affect anyone, regardless of their age, gender or social background. Actually, suicidal thoughts often result of another mental health issue that the person is struggling with. Very often, people with suicidal thoughts and people who commit or attempt to commit suicide are struggling with depression. So probably one of the best ways to prevent suicide is to treat depression itself, which unfortunately isn't taken seriously sometimes. I've also made a video where I give you 10 signs that you might need therapy. You will find it here in the corner as well and down below in the description box. There's a common myth that people who talk about suicide never act on it, but this isn't true, and actually it's a dangerous line of thought. If someone talks about taking their own life, it's always best to take it seriously, talk openly and with care to the person, and try to get help for them. If you suspect a person from your entourage that has suicidal thoughts, it's always good to talk to this person, asking about having dark thoughts, because you might be able to help him or her. Offering your time, your understanding, and your compassion, as well as suggesting therapy, are a good way to go. Remember that suicide is often felt as a way out of a difficult or unbearable situation. It's like people feel it's the only option they have left. It's always good to remind them that they're not alone, that you care about them, and that you're here to listen and help. Remember that a person with suicidal thoughts is in so much pain that to them, death is the only way to relieve it. Please be kind and compassionate to someone who is struggling so much. Suicide can also represent a cry for help rather than really a desire to end their life. And this is something that I've had an experience with a close friend of mine. She's allowed me to mention her story briefly. She had an unexpected and emotionally violent personal situation, so in a panic crisis, she attempted to take her own life. Thankfully, she was found on time and doctors managed to save her. And we've talked about it a lot, and she confessed that she didn't really want to die, she just didn't know what she was doing, and it was really an impulsive cry for help. She's been through hell, obviously, but let me tell you, I've been through hell with her because I care about her so much, and her suicide attempt devastated me as her friend. It devastated her mother as well, which is also why it is important to mention the suicide loss survivors or family members and friends of people who've committed or attempted to commit suicide. Their tragedy is unfortunately left in the dark, but they also need professional help to deal with their loss. Unfortunately, feelings of shame, guilt, and stigma prevent people with suicidal thoughts to seek professional help. I've also talked about this topic. I'll leave you the links in the description bar below. If you have or have had suicidal thoughts, I really understand your pain, but please try to reach out for help. If you don't feel comfortable talking to your family members or friends, there are hotlines you can contact. In the European Union, there is the number 112, common for all member countries in the EU. In the US, there's 911, of course, and I found this hotline on the National Alliance on Mental Health website. I will put it here. I will link everything below as well. Remember, it is okay not to be okay. You shouldn't be ashamed of being in pain and in need of help. As much as you might be suffering, please think about going to therapy, because death isn't an option and life is worth living. Thank you so much for watching. This subject is difficult and sensitive, and I really hope that you found it helpful. Thank you for your support. Take care of yourselves, both physically and mentally. I'll see you in my next video.